6, the Chancellor announces a new dean for the College of Arts and Sciences.
And the general body is back this semester with a new event to further their initiatives.
And the Keystone Pipeline was approved by the Senate. We'll have our political correspondent Josh Bazan here with his take.
And it's been snowy for the past 24 hours, but what's really been hitting us hard is the cold. Will it get any warmer? Find out in my full weather forecast.
Citrus TV News starts right now. Welcome everyone to Citrus TV News Live at 6. Today is Friday, January 30th. I'm Brian Cheung.
And I'm Nick Cardona. Proposed dome renovations and replacements are still in the works. That is our top story tonight. And Syracuse University is getting ready to renovate the Carrier Dome in the next few years, but what is being discussed? Citrus TV News reporter Nick Papantonis has that story.
Last year, all that anyone could talk about was the potential construction of a new Carrier Dome. This year, those plans seem to have been scaled down a little bit, but everyone agrees that the dome needs a little bit of help to get back to its former glory days. The Carrier Dome has been the heart of Syracuse University for 30 years, but recent questions have left people wondering what the future will be. The roof on the dome is set to be replaced in 2 years, which leaves an opportunity for changes to be made.
Really what we focused on initially is the roof, right? Because that, as you consider a new roof, that will impact the whole project, and that's really where we've gotten.
Officials could replace the roof with another air-supported one, but that material is outdated. They are also considering whether to add a fixed roof or replace the dome entirely. Other changes could include seating, lighting, and the concourses.
The Chancellor has said, and he'll continue to say, that the first group he thinks about when he's going to make a decision about the Carrier Dome is students.
Calling it an icon, Quinn says that the dome's significance on the city will not be lost in the process. Nick Papantonis, Citrus TV.
Chancellor Syverud has announced today that Corinne Rouland is the new Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Rouland has served as interim dean since July 2014 and has been an SU faculty member since 1993. Chancellor Syverud said in a statement that she is the best person for the position. Rouland has already increased funding for undergraduate research and reorganized funds as interim dean and plans to bring more changes to the school during her tenure.
After an 18-day sit-in at Crouse-Hines Hall, the general body returns this semester with a 2-day event to advance its message. The Teach In to Act Out event takes place today and tomorrow, involving keynote speakers, workshops, film screenings, and discussions about the root causes. The keynote speaker is scholar Margot Ozakawa-Ray and will speak on anti-racism, feminism, and practices of social change. The event started today and will continue tomorrow in the Community Folk Arts Center. Students and faculty can register to attend at the general body's website.
And the Residence Hall Association is looking to improve students' living experience on campus. The new Enhance My Experience project asks students to provide input on what they want improved in the residence halls. RHA will then work with Fix-It to see what opportunities there are to fulfill those changes. Students in residence halls are asked to visit the Enhance My Living Experience website through the RHA site.
The Midnight Movie Series by the Division of Student Affairs continues tonight with 2 flicks. Tonight is the satirical film Dear White People, which is about 4 African-American students attending an Ivy League college. Following on Saturday is the Denzel Washington-led action thriller film The Equalizer. Doors open at 11:30 p.m. and the event is free, including popcorn and drinks.
And a new study has been published by Whitman School of Management professor Chris Byron and Lehigh professor Corinne Post regarding women and financial success. In a data analysis of 140 studies and 90,000 firms, it was concluded that in general, having more women on the firm board was positively related to firm profitability. The results were in correlation to firm monitoring and strategy involvement. The study will be published in the Academy of Management Journal.
Coming up next, the Keystone Pipeline was approved by the Senate. Josh Carney is here to explore the implications.
And Dartmouth College announces new drinking policy. Citrus TV News. We'll be right back.
18 degrees outside, but it feels closer to 0 with the wind chill. Is it going to snow more this weekend? Find out in my full weather forecast. Citrus TV News will be right back.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Welcome back. Yesterday, the Senate approved the Keystone Pipeline bill, which allows construction of the controversial line. The bill is now being sent to President Obama, who has said that he would veto. This is the first real clash between the Republican majority Congress and the president. Joining us now is Talking Points correspondent Josh Carney to talk about the implications of this project. Josh, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Nick and Brian.
So I want to start off first, kind of give a background of what the Keystone Pipeline is. What are the major issues behind this?
The critical piece of the Keystone Pipeline that is being built is going to connect the Alberta tar sands in Canada all the way to Nebraska. Now, other pipelines are going to link up with this major network that will eventually trickle down to the Gulf of Mexico that opens up Canada's commodity base to the global markets. Now, it's going to be huge for the energy industry because it's going to transport over 830,000 barrels of oil from an ally that the United States trusts. So it's trying to wean us off of our political dependency with exporting nations in the Middle East and in South America. And it's going to be critical for the United States in order to harness this oil if we choose to do so.
Mm-hmm. Now, Josh, obviously the dynamics of it being a Republican-controlled Congress and the president, Democratic president, who has threatened to veto this, what is the political issues that surround the Keystone Pipeline bill?
There are two distinct sides, those that are for and against. Those that are for claim that it's a major jobs creator and it doesn't have a huge environmental impact. According to a CNN study, the proposed 42,100 jobs that it will holistically create by supporting the workers who are constructing the pipeline and everything that comes with it will only be temporary. In fact, the actual estimate is only at 50 permanent jobs. Now, that is huge, and that means that this is not as big of a job creator as those in the House and the Senate believe it is, those that are in favor. It also has drastic environmental implications because as we burn dirty fuel from these tar sands, it releases more greenhouse gases. So it shows the environmental implications and how seriously the 114th Congress is going to take this. With Ted Cruz and James Inhofe, two senators at the chairs of the two subcommittees that control the major funding for science and the decisions related to Keystone, it means that they are not taking this issue as seriously as they'd like.
Josh Carney, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, in a turn of events, Republican Mitt Romney says that he will not run for president in the 2016 election. The 2012 presidential nominee said in a call this morning that it's, quote, best to give other leaders in the party the opportunity to be the Republican nominee. Romney also says he will do what he can to elect the GOP nominee. This comes after skepticism from Republican leaders and his less than successful run in the 2012 election against President Obama.
An Ivy League school, Dartmouth College, has officially banned hard liquor from campus on Thursday in an attempt to avoid sexual violence. President Philip Hanlon says that they will take the lead in saying no more. All students are also required to take part in a sexual violence prevention program in an attempt to curb the harmful behaviors found on the campus. Greek life is also being brought to higher standards, including annual reviews, and pledging is no longer allowed in the fall. All these changes are said to improve the experience at the college.
Now, we asked students on campus about what they thought about the new Dartmouth policy. This is what they had to say.
I think it's important for us to have a policy like that, to like this kind of like moral protection. Like it will protect it, just like for the safety of like the students.
I do feel that there should be more policies against sexual harassment, and what happens if you do decide to get like drunk and something happens. There should be like harsher laws against that.
People, they need to, like you said, you have to know how to control what they're doing. So you can be responsible, but I mean, if they're gonna, do that policy, then that's good too.
I feel like drinking is part of the college experience, and if their kids aren't doing it as safe, then I guess that's their problem.
I think it's a step in the right direction, considering all of the media coverage about that kind of situation, especially at parties and stuff.
And this brings us to our question of the day. What do you think of Dartmouth's no hard liquor policy? You can answer by tweeting us at CitrusTV News with the hashtag CitrusQOTD.
And it is 2 days past the deadline for negotiations with ISIS, and there is still no word regarding the fate of the hostages that were captured. The silence comes after an audio message from jihadists calling the release of al-Qaeda prisoner Shadida al-Rijawi by Thursday and threatening the life of a Jordanian military pilot. The status of a second Japanese hostage is also unknown. Japanese officials have not seen any progress in this deal and show strong trust in the Jordanians to help save both hostages. And continuing in the Middle East, ISIS militants have launched an attack on the Iraqi city of Kirkuk. Police in the oil-rich city state that militants launched mortars and attacked positions of Iraqi Kurdish fighters in 4 districts. An abandoned hotel where the police had been headquartered was also attacked by militants. Peshmerga forces are also involved in this battle to fight off militants and say that they are working to protect the city. And 49 people are dead and dozens are wounded after a bomb exploded in a Shiite mosque in southern Pakistan. The Sunni militant group Jundala claims responsibility for the attack in the city of Shirkapur. This is one of the deadliest attacks in months and comes after the horrific Peshawar school attack that killed 150 people last month. The injured were transported to the hospital, and the state television is requesting local residents to donate blood for the wounded.
And paleontologists believe that they've found signs of an early dragon dinosaur. A 50-foot skeleton was discovered in China by local farmers back in 2006. It's being added to a set of dinosaurs only found in Asia because of its extremely long neck. It will be added to a new museum in Zhejiang after it's built. The farmers have already dubbed it the Dragon of Zhejiang. We woke up to snowflakes and a lot of it flying this morning and temperatures dropping into the teens this afternoon. Is the cold weather here to stay? CitrusTV weather correspondent Josh Bazan is here for your full traffic and weather forecast.
Thank you, Brian. First, we're going to take a look at today's conditions. Right now, it's about 13 degrees, but we've got winds at 13 to 14 miles per hour, so it feels like it's in the negatives, up down to -6. There are light flurries right now, and there's a lot of wind, so that snow is just blowing everywhere. Current temperatures, it's the same story mostly across all the Northeast. You're in the teens most of the way. If you get over to Maine, you're getting a little bit higher, but for the most part, middle teens, some temperatures in the high 20s. Looking ahead to tonight, it's going to get down to 0 degrees, but again, with the wind that I was just talking about, it could feel more like -15, and there could be gusts up to 25 miles per hour. So if you have to leave the house tonight, bundle up, we're expecting snow showers. They should be done around midnight tonight. This is the live radar right now. As you can see, there's not a lot over Syracuse, just a little bit of light snow, a little bit of flurries we're going to have for just a few more hours tonight. And now taking a look at our severe weather alerts, you can see most of New York State is under a wind chill alert. all of Central New York, all the counties, Onondaga, Madison, Cayuga. So if you have to leave the house, be careful, bundle up, wear a scarf, hat, gloves. That wind chill alert is going to last until 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Now we're going to move on, take a look at the traffic right now. This is the traffic in the city of Syracuse. The highways are pretty good, nothing wrong there. If you're taking Route 5 through the city, you might run into, it may slow you up a little bit, but nothing really to worry about for the most part. And moving on to the 5-day forecast, taking a look at the week ahead. Right now, 14 degrees, snow flurries. Tonight could dip into single digits. Tomorrow, there's a 30% chance of precipitation, but it'll be mostly in the morning, light snow flurries. Moving on to Sunday, there's going to be scattered morning snow showers. The highs could be in the 20s, though, so a little bit warmer on Sunday. Monday, we're probably going to have snow, only looking at a couple of inches. And Tuesday, again, the high could be in the 20s. So,
Josh, thank you so much. Now, as is always in Syracuse, if it's 20 degrees on the forecast with wind chill, you can always make it, you always know it's going to feel a lot colder than that. So I see the temperature's going to be dipping down on Monday to almost single digits. What's that going to feel like with the wind chill? How bad is it going to be?
Monday, it's hard to tell with the wind that far in advance, but it's probably going to feel far into the negatives. So -10 could be possible, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any sun out, so that could drop the temperatures a little bit too.
All right, Josh Bazan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, and coming up next, the latest economic growth report has been released.
And it's time to welcome a new Disney princess. We'll be right back.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Now it's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 132.
That's how many batters struck out 4 times in one game last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's how many kids witness bullying. 3 out of 4.
That's not a good stat.
No, it's not, but it can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Health officials have reported that there are now more than 94 people that are infected with the measles virus. Center of Disease Control Dr. Ann Shukat says that they are unsure of how the outbreak started, but they think that someone got infected with it overseas and then visited the Disneyland park, which is where it spread.
The CDC is urging Americans to get vaccinated for measles as the number of cases increase. In economic news, the Department of Labor has announced a slower rate in growth in the fourth quarter. The report shows that there was a 0.5 increase in worker pay in quarter 4, which is lower than the 0.8 reported in the last quarter.
Now, the U.S. economy also expanded 2.6% in the fourth quarter after a 5% increase in Q3. However, the report also shows that consumer spending advanced at a 4.3 pace, making it the highest since 2006. And a federal appeals court ruled today that many advertising claims by Palm Wonderful Juice were deceptive in asserting it curbs the risk of heart disease, prostate cancer, and erectile dysfunction.
In a 3-0 ruling, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit upholds the conclusion that many of Palm's ads are misleading and have false claims. The ruling was reached by the Federal Trade Commission. And a new Disney princess has been added to the mix, and it's bringing some new culture. Elena of Avalor is the first Latina princess and will make her debut on Disney Junior's animated show Sophia, the first next year.
Executive Vice President of Disney Junior Nancy Cantor says they are excited to use distinctive animation to tell stories influenced by culture and traditions of Hispanic and Latino families. Elena will be voiced by ABC Family's Young and Hungry star, Amy Carrero, and will premiere in 2016. And rap artist Marion Suge Knight has been arrested and charged with murder after a fatal crash on Thursday. Knight's attorney says that he was behind the wheel during the accident that killed one man and injuring another while he was being attacked by two people.
Knight says the incident was unintentional in the attempt to escape his attackers. This is Knight's first run-in with the law, including multiple prison sentences and arrests involving violence. Knight is currently being held on a $2 million bail. And hit comedian Eddie Murphy is planning his return to the Saturday Night Live stage after 30 years next month. The Beverly Hills Cop comedian announced that he will appear in the SNL 40th anniversary special in February. Murphy was a cast member on the show in 1981 when he was 19, and his last appearance was hosting in 1984.
Now fans are eager to see if he will return any of his hit characters such as Buckwheat and Mr. Rogers. The SNL 40th anniversary special airs on February 15th at a special 8 p.m. time slot.
After the break, Roger Goodell is humble pie in his State of the League speech. We preview the Patriots and Seahawks Super Bowl matchup, and the Knicks get squashed in Indiana. Stay tuned to Citrus TV.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking. Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Night owl.
Early bird.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell gave his State of the League speech this afternoon. The commissioner was in the hot seat taking some tough questions from the press. When asked about certain controversies surrounding the NFL, Goodell said those issues have humbled him.
It's been a tough year on me personally. It's been a year of what I would say humility and learning.
Goodell also spoke about the use of deflated footballs during the AFC Championship game. The commissioner said to reporters he has made no judgments in regards to the controversy. The Patriots and Seahawks play in the game everybody's been waiting for, the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 49 will be held in Phoenix, Arizona. Seattle looks to become the first team since the 2004 Patriots to win back-to-back titles. It will be the third time New England has made the big event since the 04 season, and the Pats haven't had much luck since the win. New England is 0-2 in its last couple of Super Bowls. Former SU star Chandler Jones will be stamping his resume one more time. Citrus TV's DRB Walker tells us his journey from playing with the Orange to being an AFC champion.
I could slip into that first round. You know, it's great. You know, I'm a guy from New York, the state of New York, and I went to school at Syracuse University. And, you know, you got a guy that's weighing his options, knowing what school to go to. You can say, hey, you know, Chandler Jones, the first round draft pick, you know, went to Syracuse University, and I want that to happen. You know, like I just said in the previous interview, no one's went first round.
Chandler Jones, a Syracuse alum and New York native, will make his first Super Bowl appearance with the New England Patriots Sunday. Jones was a standout defensive end while he played for the Orange and was one of the premier defensive end prospects in the 2012 draft. Since being drafted by the Patriots, Jones was placed into the Patriots' right defensive end position. Jones would then be switched to the linebacker position to start the 2014 season. This is DRB Walker, Citrus TV News.
Yeah, that's quite an achievement, DRB. Thank you very much. Knicks and Pacers from Bankers Life Fieldhouse last night. And we start off, it's third quarter action. Roy Hibbert, he hits a jump shot. Excuse me. Roy Hibbert scores, and it's 64-51 Pacers. And then later on, it's a drive by a Pacer, gives it to David West. David West over out to Solomon Jones, who nails a three-pointer, and that will be all too much as the Pacers go up by 20. Knicks lose 102-82 in Indiana.
Kevin, thank you so much. Now, I've got the Seahawks this Sunday. What's your prediction for the Super Bowl?
I got the Seahawks as well. I think their defense is very good, and New England, their defense isn't as good. Even though they're much better this season, I still think it's all about Seattle over there. I mean, come on, you can go against Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman on that cornerback.
So what do we, obviously the Super Bowl is the big story this weekend. SU in the Super Bowl, what's going on there? What's SU's role going to be playing in the Super Bowl?
Well, Chandler Jones, a former SU star defensive player, is in the New England Patriots, and he's a star defensive end. He's doing a very good job this season, and now he has his chance to win a Super Bowl ring. It's quite an achievement.
Kevin, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Bazan is back with our last look at the forecast. What are we wearing tomorrow?
Well, it's going to be cold, 0 degrees tomorrow morning, but with the wind chills like we've been talking about, it could feel more like -20. So scarves, hat, earmuffs, 2 coats if you've got it.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. Hey, Nick, I am really, really hungry right now.
I'm starving right now. I'm craving croissants, really. I don't know about you.
Well, actually, did you hear that it's actually National Croissant Day?
I did not know that. I know Marie Antoinette introduced the pastry to France that's the last time I heard of that.
Well, it's fun. The pastries can have up to 50 layers of butter and is Starbucks' best-selling pastry.
Well, I guess we're going to Starbucks after the show. I mean, we usually have coffee every time after the show, but
there's nothing I love more than croissants, coffee, and you, Nick.
Oh, well, thank you, Brian. This is just, it's a new thing for me. It's a new thing, but thank you. All right, that's it for us at Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Nick Cardona.
And I'm Brian Cheung. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Good night.